Hello, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here on Freedom March. My name is Levan Miller. Thank you for joining us on 103.5 FM The Beat, or on channel 224, or on channel 112, or on ILTV Studios, or wherever you are listening to us. We appreciate you for listening to us here at Freedom March. I'm joined in studio on this Thursday. It's Friday Junior with Bradley Rule, the spiritual advisor who is in studio with me. Spiritual advisor Bradley Rule, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
How's things been outside on a Thursday?
Hot.
That's the same thing that happened on a Wednesday.
Rather hot.
And if you were outside on a Tuesday, it happened then too.
It's getting hotter.
Yeah. But you know, Saturday is the official first day of summer.
The 21st.
Yeah. It's called, you know what it's called in science?
So, what is it called?
The summer solstice.
Right, solstice, yeah.
Yes, and that is the official mark of the summer period on planet Earth.
Yeah, apparently the day.
And the longest day of the year,
So Saturday's the longest day of the year.
according to what the scientists
So
say.
what was it, 26 hours?
No, but
24
apparently it is the one day of the year where, because of the position of the Earth on the axis and the sun's location, or the sun's positioning rather.
Takes longer to set.
Yeah. Now, you know, I'll tell you what I learned about scientists. I remember when they told me that brown paper bags, using brown paper bags was destroying the planet. And they had Smokey the Bear that used to come on PBS television programming. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And I've lived long enough to see the scientists go from telling me, don't use another brown paper bag in life, and that one truck of brown paper bags was equivalent to 6 trucks of plastic. You remember that? Okay. And now, all of a sudden, they tell me, whatever I do, for Christ's sake, don't use no more plastic, and please go back to the brown paper bag, because guess what? Because the turtle them swallowing the plastic. Can you believe it?
Okay.
You know what else is funny about that? Because the scientists them tell me I shouldn't have been catching no turtle. So if I wasn't catching no turtle, and the scientist wasn't catching no turtle, you don't know what my question is?
What about the plastic?
Who catch the turtle with the plastic inside him? Because how did they know?
But we know one thing for sure. With the brown paper bag,
Yeah.
the chicken and the fries taste better.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And we anecdotally believe that if you use brown paper bag in your house enough, you'll end up with German roach. No one ever checked the roach visa, but in the Bahamas we call them German roach, eh?
They're hard to get rid of.
Yeah. Anyway, you hear the jingle. That means we're going to the break. When I get back, me and the spiritual advisor, he's got something from the Holy Scripture, and we've got things to give away. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you for staying with us to the break. I'm Levan Miller, Bradley Roll. The spiritual advisor is here with me in studio. We've got things to give away, Bradley. Let me just do this before we get to the
Some stuff to give away?
We've got things to give away today, but for the people them that win things yesterday, come get your things. So here's what we've decided, Bradley. I given away all the tickets I have yesterday and all the tickets today, so that y'all don't have to worry about trying to get here Friday evening. You with me on this?
Okay.
Yeah, and then that way Friday, I don't have to worry about people trying to figure out how to get their tickets, and then we run the risk of having tickets here when I show back up on Monday, because I don't want that to happen. So today is the day that I given away tickets, beloved. All right? And we're going to figure out throughout this show how that's going to happen. But if you are any one of the people that won tickets yesterday, they are downstairs. They are at the reception desk. Come and get the tickets. All right? Because you've won them. Now, tell us what this Holy Scripture have to say to us today, Spirit.
All right, we got a really good one today.
Wow.
A really, really good one.
Is it like a cliffhanger? That's what they would call it in movies.
This is one of them. There's so many in the New Testament when we look at Jews and Gentiles and grace and faith. And in the book of Ephesians chapter 2 verse 11, we look at how the Jews and Gentiles are actually reconciled through Christ. And not through the law. They actually reconciled through Jesus Christ and his sacrifice on the cross. And so the Apostle Paul is reminding the Christians here who are Gentiles. He says, therefore remember that formerly you, who were Gentiles by birth, and called uncircumcised by those who call themselves the circumcision, that's the Jews. And this circumcision, no doubt, which is done in the body by human hands. So it's a physical circumcision done on the 8th day. Every male child is born into the Jewish family. On the 8th day, he's circumcised. So remember that at that time, that's before Christ, you were separated from Christ, excluded from citizenship in Israel, and foreigners to the covenants of the promise, without hope and without God in the world. Can you imagine that? Excluded from citizenship in Israel. If you're not a part of the Israel race, then of course you're a foreigner. And you're also foreigners to the covenants of the promise, without hope and without God in the world. But now, there's a big but too. But now, in Christ Jesus, you who once were far away have been brought near by the blood of Christ. For he himself is our peace, who has made the two groups, which two groups? Jews and Gentiles. You've made the two groups one, and has destroyed the barrier, the dividing wall of hostility. How? By setting aside in his flesh the law with its commandments and regulations. I know when Seventh-day Adventists see this, it has to bother them. It says that Jesus Christ set aside in his flesh the law with its commands and regulations. And his purpose was to create in himself one new humanity out of the two. One, we all one out of the two, Jews and Gentiles, thus making peace. Ephesians 2, 11 through 15. It's a loaded, compact passage. It has so many things in it. It would probably take a whole 6 months to do a Bible study on just this one passage here. I read from the NIV, the word of God is always blessed. Amen.
All right. So there you have it. I mean, these things, they are pretty packed. You quite a bit of time to shred.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
Certainly couldn't get it all in.
To actually go through.
And if you get into the engaging of people and those sorts of things. But you like to give the people your number, so in case they want to engage you.
I want the Seventh-day Adventists to engage me. I want Israel united in Christ as well, who believe that Jesus only died for the Jews. But he did not only die for the Jews, he died for Jews and Gentiles. Engage me, please. My number is 814-6096. Don't call the show to have this biblical discussion. You're going to have to call me on my cell where we can talk privately. 814-6096. That's 814-6096. Or you can call the Church of Christ in Highbury Park, 393-2486. That's the Church of Christ in Highbury Park, 393-2486. The word of God is forever and ever blessed.
So they all is the Church of Christ, and then, you know, I is from the Church of God.
It's the same thing.
Okay, very good.
It's the same
I just
thing.
want to make sure that
There's only one church, you know.
the Church of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
better believe
always
it.
appreciate that. I always appreciate
Yeah, there's only one church. It is a church of
I mean,
God.
I was getting to the right church all along.
But you know, you may be like the fellow who go on the Super Value and pick up a can of corn, and when he open the peas inside.
No, man. You sound wasting the woman.
So you got the right label with the wrong corn there.
You sound wasting the woman who moved out of her seat because
Oh boy.
the stewardess tell her all the seats from 1 to 5. And Andrew, she said, I trying to go to Miami. Let me go sit in the back.
Oh Jesus Lord.
And so
What is this?
I'm confused. All right?
She ended up in
Anyway, spiritual advisor,
did.
there's a whole lot of things happening around here. If you won tickets, if you won, that's WON, because you all just don't always understand the English I speak, and your name was taken yesterday. The ticket them downstairs. That's plain?
Yeah.
And when you win tickets today, because we giving away things, the ticket them gonna be downstairs. That's on plain.
Yeah. Now do they know how to find the studio?
Man, this studio tall as Jericho
Yeah,
Wall.
it's
Who know
too
where this
big.
is?
It's almost as big as Christ Church
Yeah,
Cathedral,
this
right?
this church tall as the wall of China, man. What you mean that they know where this is? They don't have no TV. Anyway, so I see there's
boy.
some talk about the Prime Minister and him not having any mention of crime in his budget for this annual budgetary period. Put up the poster with the put up the effort. See, the effort can't say I don't be fair.
No
to them.
mention of crime, no plan for safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this is what the effort them say, right? And I said, you know what? I don't know if I listened to the whole budget. I'm not really sure. I know that I didn't listen to the Minister of National Security. I think I read portions of his budget communication, which talked to the expansion of the police headquarters and the expansion of the Defense Forces budget and its manpower, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, but in case they are right, I want to say that seeing this inspired me, right? And so I want to not care about whether or not the Prime Minister now in this incarnation of his life has said anything about crime, because check the numbers, crime is down.
For the moment, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, we only at June. We don't know what's going to happen
You
in
and Pookie them have
November.
a meeting this evening?
No. It's just that
You sound like when me and Pookie them leave this meeting this evening, beloved.
it's so uncertain. So listen, we have some fellas.
Uh-huh.
One fella who was probably head plot up.
You mean plan to pay them?
Yeah, he tell one fella, I can stand up on 6th Street, and if I clap my hand, fall drop on 4th Street.
Wow.
So we don't know what's going to happen
But
between
they
now.
stand no chance against Shanta Knowles and her devices,
Okay.
my friend. She will descend upon them. And Pookie them stand no chance.
Okay.
And I told you yesterday I saw Superintendent Green. He had Pookie and Blacks and Tall Boy crease up on the wall right there by NHI. And I said, wow, this officer is such a good crime fighting officer. I want them to just make all the officers in the police force like him.
Yeah, when you say Christopher Noel, did he have them in the thing on lock?
No. They wasn't doing the tiptoe brigade walk yet. But he was looking. Because Pookie them just look like them and gunners go together. I saw them, I say, I don't know, but these look like the kind of people that just have gun. That's what I said. And I guess Superintendent Green felt the same way about them because he had the biggest roadblock I'd ever seen, right? So back to my initial point. So I'm inspired by the Prime Minister, but can I tell you this, Bradley? I'm inspired by him in his incarnation as leader of the opposition.
Okay.
So as leader of the opposition, then leader of the opposition, Philip Brave Davis, said that one of his crime-fighting strategies was that people should
Oh, whistle.
have a whistle. And would you look at this?
That make any sense?
What you mean? I have one. I can get this whistle in here.
You ain't got no shame, eh?
What you talking about? Like a
no,
whistle?
right.
Because I actually want to blow my whistle for some of the things that I see happening.
And what's happening?
In the house,
Who's going to come running?
When I blow this whistle, beloved, things things are gonna begin to change because I want to blow my whistle for some of the things that I saw happening in the Parliament. Now I don't know, my whistle is a good whistle, but this is like a baby.
It's kind of loud. It is. That's a real whistle. Ooh.
You see that? Wow. So
Yeah,
when I
that
see
definitely
foolishness,
is.
anytime I see foolishness beware, because I have my whistle now, and I'm inspired by Philip Davis. And so this week in the Parliament, as I watched the close of the budget, all kind of foolishness was happening, and so I won't blow my whistle on it. How does that sound?
The whistleblower.
I am the official whistleblower for the.
You better explain that because that carries a different tone.
What you mean? That's exactly what it is. If you see foolishness, you say, "Hey, foolishness," and foolishness should go away. You agree?
All right.
That's how whistleblowing works. Yes. So Brave Davis tell me get my whistle. I have my whistle, and guess where I got it from? Barabbas's Jungle New World. That's where I get my whistle from. See the little logo on it? Right there. Jungle New World. They got good whistle for all of y'all who want to join me as FN whistleblowers when we start the FNA.
Okay.
So the FNA got have FN whistleblowers. I tell you, we making a big time party, you know, spiritual advisor.
Okay.
Because the FNM don't have no whistleblower arm, eh? You all have youth arm. We working on that. We have woman arm.
Yeah, whistleblowing.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time, my brother.
What you mean? You see how good I can blow this whistle? You better stop talking.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here's what I saw happening in the Parliament today, right? I saw the member of Parliament for being in Grantstown, and you know, I hear him, right? But I saw him go on the attack of former member of Parliament Travis Robinson, and I can't quite understand what would make him attack young Mr. Robinson, who, in my estimation, this is a word that I knew and forgot I knew and refound today, right? He's a Wunderkind. You know what that means?
It's a Wunderkind.
A Wunderkind, yes. It's actually German, but we could use it in English. You know, like how we use concierge, and that's French, but you could use it in English. Young Travis Robinson is a Wunderkind in Bahamian political politics.
Okay.
Right? And it means that he is somebody that has had great success as a very young person.
Okay.
He's somebody that is the protege of someone, and that protege type behavior has led to great success. And the Wunderkind, who is Travis Robinson, beat the juggernaut that was Bernard Nottage, then Minister of National Security, to become the Member of Parliament for being in Grantstown in an area that has been largely considered a PLP stronghold. As a matter of fact, the only other FNM that I could think about that won this seat, other than Mr. Travis Robinson, was a man by the name of Gregory Williams.
Yeah, I remember Greg.
Okay. But yet the Member of Parliament for Baytown get on his feet and he castigated young Travis Robinson, who in my view has already had success as a politician. And he says that Travis didn't care about the people of Baytown and Grantstown. And I have to contest that that is, the lie detector test determines that that is not true. And what the lie detector test will determine or will prove is that when Hubert Minnis, you remember Hubert Minnis? And he locked everybody up in their house. You remember everybody's locked up in the house? And he locked the people in Baytown in their house. You remember when the people in Baytown was locked in their house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saving lives, you know? You forget that.
You know.
You forget that.
I wish you could teach me how to
use a PLP, so you want to remember that.
As an FNA.
Saving lives, man.
I'm not a PLP, I'm an FNA.
Okay.
I wish he'd teach me how to make the $2 million in the pandemic, because only his money gone up $2 million in the whole of the pandemic.
Well, the $2 million actually gained interest, and it was given back to the government.
Wow. But he should have tell me who he was banking with, because I don't understand how he did it. Anyway, what I know to be a fact is that Travis Robinson was the only member of Parliament who was not in the cabinet that was running satellite remote school for the children in Baytown so that they don't miss school hours.
I don't know if that's true.
What you mean? And I was there when they launched the satellite school by the Great Cliff Hotel. Travis Robinson alone, not as a cabinet minister, just as the member of Parliament for being in Grantstown, did this in being in Grantstown. And I'll tell you what else is fancy. Today's date, see, that's why I like the internet, right? Because you could just Google these things.
The 19th of June.
It's 7 years Travis anniversary where Travis tell Dr. Minnis, no, hell no to VAT, because the people in being in Grantstown can't handle that.
Okay, I remember that.
So let's play the clip.
I remember that.
And so you think, let me blow the whistle now?
No, the thing is pissing
Play the
my ears,
clip.
man.
Play the clip from the member of Parliament, producer, Play the clip from the Member of Parliament of Bain and Grantstown, putting a tongue lashing, if you will, on young Travis Robinson, who, in my estimation, has already taken his licks, right? None less than the leader of the Free National Movement. I mean, if he run in one more seat, I wouldn't even know what you'll call him, because then he didn't run in about 3. I lying on him? Centerville, Cat Island, Marco City.
Okay.
And he come out to be the leader of the Free National Movement. Chicago Lang, who they tell me was going to lead the Free National Movement one day, he run in about 2 constituency. And he come out to be Chicago Lang. I don't understand. If Travis say, listen...
Well, he was also the Minister of State and the Ministry of Finance. You forget that.
Whatever Chicago Lang turned out to be, I'm saying. He turned out to be Chicago Lang for whatever that is worth. I'm saying to you, I don't understand why they got Travis to kill. Like, this boy ain't beat BJ when he was 18. Turn around, became a parliamentary secretary. He's making plenty of money, $90,000, right? Then say, I don't want no $90,000, man. I born poor. Stop paying me all this money. Menace, no to that. And Menace tell him, say, boy, you go outside, right? What else you want from a 19-year-old boy? Shouldn't he begin to start to consider how can he offer himself viably to the future of Bahamian politics? Because when you give fellas like Adrian them a chance, they just go lay pipe. Travis ain't lay no pipe. Travis ain't paying no building. Adrian say he was laying pipe. Anyway, take me to the clip. What you name, fella, in Bain time? I blowing the whistle on that because that is foolishness. Let's go to the clip with the Member of Parliament for Bain and Grantstown castigating Travis Robinson.
Member of Parliament for the Bain and Grantstown constituency, Wade Watson, accusing his predecessor, Deputy Chairman of the Free National Movement, Travis Robinson, of abandoning the constituency of Bain and Grantstown Wednesday morning during his budget contribution. Watson alleged that Robinson voiced to him that he is seeking a nomination in the Free National Movement ticket in the 2026 general election, and he revealed if both will once again vie for the Bain and Grantstown representation.
Mr. Deputy, I recall meeting and having a discussion with the former Member of Parliament for Bain and Grantstown. You all know him. I questioned him, seeking to determine if he would return to Bain and Grantstown to run in the next general election. And he replied, "You are the lack."
I like how you're talking, Travis, secret business. Travis have a secret talk with you, telling the people in the parliament, man. I like that. Anyway, we go on to the break. Don't move. I've got more show planned for you on the next side of the break when we get back. Welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us. I don't see the ad producer, just in case you want to get to that. You want to get to that? All right, fantastic stuff. Well, more of my whistle blowing. Well, see, I tuck my whistle away and all, because big time people reach, and I don't have time to talk about fellas who need whistle to blow for them when my big time friends show up, right? So my friends from BTC are here. Delmaro Duncan is here, and Ariel, sorry. Ariel Ramming is here with us, and they are from BTC's business to business department. Mr. Duncan is the director, and they're here to tell us about all of these fancy little gadgets that are from BTC. They're also here to tell us about their new website. And then, I understand that you guys have new, fun, and fantastic ways to reach BTC.
Indeed.
Oh, this is all fantastic stuff. Okay, so, turn up your radio. Now, let me tell you what I usually do when my friends from BTC come, right? Because BTC have a lot of technical language. So you all tell me what y'all want to tell the people. I can translate it for you all and see if we could, because they just get lost in translation. Good stuff. So tell us what we have here going on today.
Okay, so 3 things. First of all, thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
I really feel like I've made it in life now that I'm here on the March show.
Wow.
I wish I was able to get you before our good friend, Cross Jordan.
Yeah.
But better late than never. So today I'm here with Ariel, and we're here to talk about BTC business.
Good stuff.
And some of the great innovative things that we're doing at BTC. What you see on the hill before you is one of those solutions that we refer to as push to talk.
Push to talk.
And very simply, what this service allows you to do, if you're familiar with a walkie-talkie.
Sure.
Right? If you know how to work a walkie-talkie, then you're going to know how to work these things.
Sure.
Now, the beauty of this particular product versus a walkie-talkie, it uses a cellular mobile SIM card.
Okay.
And what that allows you to do is to communicate across very long distances.
Okay.
So, you could have one of these here, talking here from the studio.
Okay.
Ariel could have one of these in Grand Bahama.
Right.
Or somewhere down south.
Right.
As long as you got connectivity, you ought to be able to talk.
Do I use like fancy radio language like breaker 19er, 9er, 6er?
I know you're a military man. I know you're a military man.
Bravo.
Yeah, okay, I just to make sure. Okay, so the point I'm making is people that have everyday use, everyday business needs, everyday long range needs could find good use with the business to business push to talk program. Right, so like let's just say, you might run a little tuck shop in Inagua, that's that far. So in case you run a little tuck shop in Inagua, but you got one fella in Nassau who's put the cabbage on the boat for you, and he like to tell you, boy, I know what is beginning on with my cell phone. This thing happened, that thing happened. You say, no problem, lover, I got you covered. Get yourself one of these, and all you have to do is pick it up and you say, lover, and he can say, yeah, cabbage man. He say, boy, lover, how far the cabbage is? He can say, I just put the cabbage on the boat. Over. And on radio, you got to say over. That's how they know to stop talking.
Yeah.
All right? And then lover gonna know the cabbage on the boat. Cabbage man gonna know what lover ain't drop the radio overboard. It sounds like a perfect set of circumstances.
And he can take a picture of that cabbage.
See, because that's what I was going to ask you next. Because if you say it on the telecoms bond, that means I could do some cell phone things with it too.
So it's a full cell phone. This one, hold this.
Oh, how wonderful.
This is an actual cell phone.
Okay,
so it's,
all right.
It's push to talk over cellular.
Push to talk over cellular.
So you have your Gmail,
right?
Your WhatsApp,
right?
All of your features and apps that's in the Android store,
right?
You have on this device.
So lover ain't need a cell phone and a radio. Lover could just have a cell phone radio.
One.
Like this, right here.
Yep.
And when lover say, hold on, I can't hear you on the phone. He say, lover, leave that phone alone. Just listen to me on the radio, like that. That works perfectly. That does work perfectly. All right, so are there any challenges? I mean, because you say you can talk far with it from here to Auckland, because that far, and you say it's over cell system.
Wi-Fi.
I understand that you also say it's over Wi-Fi, right? So let's just say you have a little down there on the, on the cell phone wire side. I don't know. I still good to go.
You're out in the bush in Inagua.
Right, because that far.
And there's maybe some drop-in coverage somewhere with the cell service.
Right.
You have that DMR repeater capability.
Okay.
That goes up the line of sight into 3 miles.
Oh, wow.
But if you have an existing repeater system, it just expands that. So you have the DMR without any infrastructure up to 3 miles.
Repeater is kind of old technology though, isn't it?
It is, but it allows you, if you have an existing infrastructure, to still utilize what you already pay for.
Yeah. No, see, I want to make sure the people understand this.
Just going to say, the people don't need to understand this.
Yes.
See, so Tedda, I talking to you now. Tedda, you ain't into these bunch of fancy touch screen phone driving you crazy with that. You got that little grandson here, you send the Nassau every week on the boat. What to do, Tita? Don't worry about fooling with no fancy cell phone no more. Tita, only thing you waiting on now is Jesus. Get yourself one of these little radio. And you could call him and you could say, little platyped grandson, you there? And he could say, yes, Tita. You could say, you put the peas them in the boat? He could say, yes, Tita. You been to see Annie Maggie? He could say, yes, Tita. And then you could say, oh, that's a good grandson. And Tita, if the power off, no problem. You only need the internet. If the phone off, Tita, no problem. You only need the phone. Because according to BTC, these is used repeater. And you know what else is used repeater? AM radio.
Exactly.
So you know, Tita, how you could hear AM, whatever them channel is, all the way up in kind of little Crooked Island? This is AM radio in the palm of your hand almost, Tita. And it ain't gonna never go down. And you know, you have AM radio in the hurricane. You got AM radio. The only thing we ain't try yet is ending the world. But I believe that if the world end, a AM radio will be somewhere playing, and so will these, Tita. So get yourself one of these. If you love Tita, she live far, Colonel Crooked Island. Don't leave Tita up in the bush with none of these smart devices. She can't figure these out. Yeah. Get her one of these, and she'll be able to just push one little button.
One button. Push it.
Tita can't mess this up.
It's live.
You just push one little button, Tita. And there you'll have it. The people on the next side will be able to hear you. I translating it for Tita.
Oh, awesome. And if Tita has a concern with safety for her grandson in Nassau, because
right.
you know, she can click this button at the top, or he can click this button at the top, and it sends an alert directly to Tita automatically.
Wow. So it's like a life alert.
I endanger.
Definitely.
So Tita, you know you like go in the field. I tell you I have to translate for you.
Yes.
Tita, you like to go down in that field. I don't know what you keep going down there for. Tita, leave them peas alone, man. All right? You done pick peas all your life. Someone else can't go pick these peas for you. Anyway, when you go in the field today, you clip this on your gown, because you know, old women is wear a gown. You clip this on your gown today, and if by chance you trip on one peas bush somewhere, you press this little button to the top here, and today, they can know that you in the peas field, and that's why they can't find you. All right?
Good stuff.
Good. What else? What about tracking?
We can't talk that part yet. That's the military Bobby.
Okay. Ain't no tracking. Don't worry about that piece.
That's the military part we can't talk about.
Okay, so
yeah, that's our push to talk. And so
here's something that matters to a guy like me.
Okay.
All right, because I want to tell you a secret about me. I own 5 smartwatch. I don't wear none. I own 3 set of AirPods. I don't wear none. The thing that matters to me is battery life. And I don't care if people could hear my phone call. I just can't be on the road with a dead phone. And I don't like to look at my heart rate all the time anyhow, because these people around here like to raise up my pressure. So I just leave them home, because that just kill the phone battery.
Exactly.
What kind of lifespan we looking at on the battery, full charge?
So you do have up to 3 days standby.
3 whole days?
But if you are on standby, but if you are using, you have up to 12 hours. So it does cover a shift.
Okay, good.
And you can expand that based on what you're doing from a dispatcher perspective. You're the dispatcher managing the device, so you can access the device if you need to, and it depends on how many things you're doing with the device, it can expand that range.
So, between 12 hours and 3 days is the range we're looking at on one of these batteries. So you see that, Tita, if you fall down in the peas field, you got at least 12 hours that you could say, I'm in the peas field, and someone could come find you. But if you like being in the peas field, maybe it's shady and cool, and you're tired of these children anyhow, just lay there in the peas field, and every now and again, press the little button to the top, and for 3 days, we'll be able to find you, because the battery will not die, Tita. And we are making sure that we have all the things you need. I'm making sure that they understand what you all offer. So, durability. Because you see this phone here? I want BTC to replace this so bad, because I didn't break this one up. These things is dropped.
Indeed.
How? And this one dropped in the case. You see, it was in the case, and it's still breaking.
That's the pretty solid case.
I don't understand it. I said it was the devil. I said, look at the devil. That's what I said. But these don't look like they could go in a case. So how durable are they? Yeah. Waterproofing, that kind of stuff.
You familiar with the term? You're a smart guy. I know you've heard the term IP68 before.
I could just keep smiling around my head. The people on the TV ain't gonna know.
IP68 is a rating that's used to rate the durability or the wear and tear a particular device can go through. And these devices are of the highest rating. I think the highest now is about 69 or 70.
Okay.
So these are IP68, meaning you can drop them from a distance.
Okay.
They wouldn't break, they won't crack, screen won't crack. It could go up to how much feet of water? 3 meters? Up to 3 meters.
That's
of water.
like 9 foot for people who in the West. You know,
Yes.
y'all hate kilograms and meters, and so about 9 feet.
Yeah,
Keep
so
going.
they're waterproof. It could take a chafing,
Yeah.
so a lot more durable than your traditional cell phone.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we want you to be able to use the devices in the event of any sort of catastrophe or any sort of challenge.
Sure. Plus, if your phone dropping more than 10 foot of water, beloved, just let that go. Don't worry about that.
Save yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to see if you can get yourself to one flotation device, all right?
It is military grade, and the actual
That's big language
function-
now.
So it can handle a good shaking, right?
It also look like it's good for flogging a Negro.
Absolutely.
It's look like
not.
if you. No, I'm telling you, it look like if you walking along. Not this ain't for Titter. This for Titter's sister. You walking along, right? Or Uncle Bala, this for you. You know that twine of bed nephew you got in the house that keep freaking his cell phone every now and again. One day he might just lose it, and if he lose it, Uncle Bala, this butt right here is perfect for ensuring. You know what you could call this? You could call this the smoothing oftener.
For the record, we don't endorse this.
No.
BTC business does not endorse this.
But I'm talking about the durability. Like it looked like
It's
a good,
very durable.
like a good conking device.
It's very durable.
Yeah. So when somebody run up on you, you can say conk. No, and it looked like it won't fall apart.
And even with the
It
large
wouldn't. Are you
screen,
sure?
it is
Are you
very
sure it
durable.
wouldn't fall apart?
Yeah.
So I was about to say, it's actually designed to drop. So a part of the emergency feature is if he's up on a ladder and it
Yeah.
drops really hard, it's
Yeah.
going to go into emergency mode.
Okay. What does
So-
emergency mode mean?
Means that it's going to going to your dispatcher or whoever your manager is
and
and telling
sending
you
off
She's too smart. She start
Something's
making
wrong.
plenty noise.
Yeah, and giving me a
the
GPS location.
Speaker's gonna open up.
Right.
They're gonna get a GPS location so
Right.
they can
Because we
find.
assume you having an emergency now.
Exactly.
No, and mind you, right? So I tell this to people all the time. Let's take a small segue here. Like, you know, if you use your cell phone, pardon the expression, for more than gossip and porn, you would find that your phone have very fancy features, right?
They do.
So, like, I have my phone set to call to me in signs. Like, if something happened to me, no, I don't lie about this. My phone know that if I fall from height, just call, who else should I be calling?
You just finished talking with Travis, man.
Travis can't get me in the hospital. I ain't fooling with him. I can need to get in the hospital, and the best place in the call is to be inside. So you saying that this thing could do the same thing my phone could do?
Dr. Miller's gonna be getting
I ain't fooling with that. I ain't fooling with that. So you saying that this is designed to do the same thing? Big drops, heavy crashes, massive impacts.
automatic.
It automatically calls whoever is set as the contacts, or is there like a dispatch
There's a
center?
manager.
Okay.
So for your organization, there's a dispatcher. We call that the manager.
Okay.
Who is helping the fleet operations from time to time, or making sure that all the teams are managed well. That alert goes back to that person's
Sure.
laptop or device
Sure.
to let them know that there's an issue.
Sure. So,
What
there,
it
so, there
also
is
does-
so there is an interface that comes along with the
Yes.
system. Okay.
Yes. And what
Okay.
it also does, it tells you, I dropped. Everybody else that's around me will get an alert to
Okay.
say,
I need help.
Tada dropped.
See that drop in the field.
And now
run
Tada
go-
needs help. And
okay.
it's going to tell the dispatcher, everybody in that environment,
Yeah.
and you go into automatic group call,
Okay.
per se, to go and help Tada.
Yeah. Now I know Ariel don't want to talk with this, right? But what if I conk plat up head with it?
Yeah.
Right? No, because this look perfect for that.
I'm glad you feel like it's durable.
Yeah, like this look like I tell you to don't play with me,
Or
right?
it might be durability testing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
you
is-
may be testing the durability.
You know they tell me you
No.
can get away with anything as long as you say it for science, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. So if you have to knock plat of head in the head with this radio, just tell them you was doing it for science. Nobody's gonna be upset, right? You're saying that ain't enough impact to trigger it. Because you know some people handle their devices rough, right?
No,
false,
it's
right?
no,
Yeah.
it has to be forcibly,
Okay.
and then it goes into a 14-second emergency. So it's
Delay.
going to say emergency,
Emergency.
emergency, and you are going to tell the dispatcher, I'm good.
Oh, that's a big deal.
All
That's how
is
you know
good.
it's an emergency.
Yeah,
if it's
all
an
is good.
emergency. Okay, so I notice you have this flat one. This is like the phone thingy.
Looks just like a phone.
looking.
Okay,
It's
it's
correct.
this is kind of pretty durable as well. And then there's this fancy looking one here. This
With
like
the
this like
antenna.
for the manager.
Yeah, it all depends. I think we have a screen, a shot there showing you
Sure.
the range of
We
devices.
have, producer, we have these to put up on the screen. Let me see them on the screen.
Yeah, so it all depends on what your flavor is,
Okay.
and you could mix and match as you need. We have all the way to the left
Screenless.
would be a traditional just two-way radio
Okay.
communication, no
Okay.
no fancy features, and then you have the other ones with the screen. So it all depends on what you need to do. Ariel mentioned a moment ago that if you needed to add additional what we call workforce applications to the
Sure.
screen devices, like if you need WhatsApp. In the hotels, they use something they call hot sauce.
Sure.
Those kinds of applications can
Could
be
all go on
added to
the-
the screen devices,
Yeah.
and you could operate them just like a
Gmail.
mobile
Okay,
phone.
so here's what we got to do now. We got to tell them about your new website, right?
Yes.
So that they know exactly what to go and look for, and then tell them how to contact you. Let's do that.
Yes. So we have launched a brand new website. I know Mr. Producer is going to be putting that up in a moment. And on that website is the ability for you to go on, browse BTC Business, and then you will be able to get access to all of the great innovation, information, and things that we have rolled out and coming out here in BTC Business. So we're excited about the website. You also have the opportunity and the ability to contact us through the website should the
Okay.
need arise. But there you'll be able to find out any information you would need about all of our solutions available in BTC Business. We're only here talking about push to talk today, but everything else that you are looking for, whether it's mobile, internet connectivity, television, everything is right there
Yeah.
on our website.
Yeah, because they tell me y'all is like the bigger, better network or something like that. Like,
Absolutely.
But I always like it when other people say it.
Absolutely.
I like it when other people say it.
yeah. So I can say allegedly at the back there. No, but BTC certainly is getting the job done. I mean, this Push to Talk initiative is brilliant. I actually like it for the kind of things that I'm in. I'm in public ground transportation.
Nice.
So, you know, that's why I asked about the tracking feature. But it certainly does do the things that I think I would need to have done in the services that I'm in. You have new contact numbers.
Yes, I want to get the one up on the screen because this one is very important for us.
Okay, this is important.
Yep, because you know I hear the cries. You can't reach us. No one answers the phone. I've heard it all since I've been here, and I want all of our business customers to know. Again, this is for our business customers.
Business.
This is how you can contact us. Our customer care telephone numbers are up on the screen: 302-7200 or 302-7700, or you can email us at btc-enterprise@btcbahamas.com. You can use that for all of your inquiries if you're having a challenge with anything to do with your account, your services as a business customer, or if you have an inquiry about sales, you can use the same contacts as well. And in addition to that, we also have a new way for you to contact us because we're going to infuse some more innovation and technology and allow Ariel to speak to the WhatsApp chat option as well.
So we're excited to launch, in addition to reaching us these ways, our traditional ways, we also have what everybody uses, WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So customers,
All
our
people that
B2B,
say the what's up.
the-
Yeah.
our
They gotta
B2B
say the
customers
WhatsApp
can
for the
now reach us on WhatsApp. And
Yeah.
what that does, it gives you even privacy. So if you need to send us a picture, if you need to speak with us without everybody around you hearing you,
Yeah.
you can send us a WhatsApp message
Yeah. Say,
on
look
B2B.
at that. Ariel, look at that.
See there? So
You can also-
here's the WhatsApp chat. There's a QR code, so if you're looking at your TV screen now, you can actually pull your cameras out and scan that code.
Okay.
When you scan that and go to the link, you should see that message to the right come up, and then there are options for you to get services. But if you're also familiar with the BTC WhatsApp channel, once you type in business, it's going to take you to this segment of the WhatsApp chat, and that's where you will be able to get service.
Let me translate this for you.
So
So
scan
if
the
you,
QR code.
let me translate this for you. So if you big time and you ain't feel like talking to like regular people in BTC because you're a big time business owner and you say, don't put me on the same call, y'all, let's let all the regular people call. You could call the business area at what the number is?
302-7200 or 7700.
302-7200, and you can say, hey, listen to me, I big time. I only want to talk to big time business people. And then they can say, well, thank you for calling BTC, business to business. And that way you don't have to worry about towing the line with all the other regular people on it because you's a big time business people. And you should come check out their Push to Talk. Yeah, I translated it for you.
Good stuff.
And
What
we
else do
also
we
have those extended hours for our WhatsApp chats.
Oh, you'll have
on
extended
weekends.
hours for people.
And-
Listen, and they don't get off. BTC say they there every day, all
Until-
day. Until when?
10 p.m.
Until 10 p.m. And quite honestly, if your business go past 10 p.m., chances are we don't want that to be our business. So- but please feel free to check out their WhatsApp number, their call-in number, 302
7200 or
7200.
302-7700.
or 302-7700, and the WhatsApp number?
225-5282.
225-5282.
It's the same WhatsApp number that we've had on our dedicated line for B2C for our residential.
So
business.
do you type in, hey, I'm a business owner?
Just type business.
You just say
But you say
business?
business.
Oh, yeah.
The
Then I'll
bottle
take you to
pickup
the-
that you're
Yeah,
actually
you hear
a
that? You hear you
business customer.
activate the big time line, you just say business. That take you straight to the big time people who just answer all the big time questions about all the big time things for all of the big time business owners. And so, tomorrow, any final things that we may have missed? It's good for conking Negroes in their head. You could drop it. If you do, it'll send off, it's like an EPIRB. You know what an EPIRB is?
No.
An emergency position indicating radio beacon.
Tell you this fella's a military
Right.
man. He's a
Right,
military
so it'll
man.
send off a little sonar. It's a emergency, emergency, emergency. The people in the call center can get the call. All the radios around, you can get the
Yes.
notification. Tell you
Yes.
hear that? If you fall down in the peace field, it ain't no way you could be there for 3 days.
G-straight.
But if you are there for 3 days, no problem, because the battery don't dead for 3 days. Right? That give you time for the mailboat to get there.
Indeed.
Yeah, man, Tedder, this working perfectly for you. Tedder, you have to come get one of these. And Tedder, it is work on cell phone tower, internet satellite, and guess what, Tedder? It is work on the same thing AM radio this work on, and
Indeed.
AM radio this be on in the storm. Okay, what else?
So
and
it's
they
push
have
to
more than
talk.
one type.
Yeah, there's a range of devices.
Right.
So whatever your flavor, screen,
Right.
no screen.
Right.
With you AM, so this one you'll be using together, but that's one option. So a range of devices,
Yeah.
and you can mix and match as you need for your business.
Absolutely.
And then Ariel would have mentioned the dispatcher, which is like a control center for
Right.
for your entire
Yeah,
fleet.
yeah,
And so it all depends on what your flavor is.
And the thing I like is, see, I will teach you something about the Negroes, right? In business, you can say this for the line staff, and then this for the supervisors. And then to make the HNIC feel special, you say, and Chief, I can give you one of these. Chief could feel special. All these radios do the same thing. He ain't care.
I like
Right?
that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what we do. So we have a comprehensive fleet plan.
Yeah.
So once you do sign up with us, we actually give you a fleet plan. You
Yeah.
tell us who's the big people in
Yeah,
charge.
this look like Chief one.
Who is the regular staff,
Yeah.
and which channels you want those people on. Because in traditional radios, you don't have any privacy.
Right.
On our radios,
You can lock the channel.
you have
So
channels.
when I go to Fire Pookie, I can say, Chief, go to channel 3.
He'll understand. He's a military man.
Go to
Yes.
channel 3. I want to talk to you about the Itsnay on the Upits Day.
He's already on channel 3, so
Yeah.
when you reach, you said,
Boy, Chief Pookie got to go. Okay.
So it's that definitely push the dog. We're very excited about this. This is our latest innovation.
Yeah.
And then also it was very important for us to establish the telephone and contact numbers for our customers.
Sure.
Because that's something I've been
Give them
getting
that one more time,
some
'cause I don't want them to
feedback
say
on.
that
So
they
it's
ain't got it.
302-7200 or 302-7700, and then the email address there, btc-enterprise@btcbahamas.com. We want our customers to be able to reach us so that we can work through whatever their challenges may be going on at the time. And BTC Business is here for you, here to support you, and here to make your businesses thrive.
How big is the BTC
Absolutely.
business, the business team? Because let me tell you something about me. This is another secret about me. If you teach me your name when I call the phone, use my neighbor. Whenever I call, I want to talk to Ariel. Is Ariel to work today? Because I want Ariel to know all my problems about all the things that are going on in my life, with regards to my phone, that is. How big is the business team? Do you offer that kind of personal care for your business-to-business patients? Because I don't want to tell nobody knew my problem. I want the person to know what my problem was the last time, so I can say, remember I called the last time, I tell you the phone dropped? Well, we fine, Tedder. It wasn't Tedder. Tedder ain't dropped. The phone dropped down the hill, and Tedder couldn't figure out how to get the phone. But we find the phone, and so I want you to send me a new phone because, boy, that one dropped off the hill. I don't want to have to call Delmaro and tell Delmaro the whole story all over again.
No,
that's
unfair.
How do we ensure, what are you guys doing?
So I can tell you how that go, right?
Yeah.
First of all,
Great
the BTC business team
Yeah.
is the greatest team in this
Wow,
country.
that's a big
In this
claim.
Great.
All right, that's number one.
Great.
That's a
All
big claim.
So shout out to my BTC business team.
Okay.
And we're shared between a couple of different properties. So we have a team down in the mall, at the mall store, to give you support centrally.
Okay.
We have a team down at our Paul Track location as our
Okay.
head office.
Okay.
And then we have some team members in Grand Bahama as well.
Okay.
So those are the three main areas where our team is spread out. And we're a team, we're nearing 50 and growing. About 50 people. It's a combination of sales, technical support, customer service, and carrier sales. So it's a really, really diverse team. And we're here to serve you. Again, here to help your businesses.
Give them that number one more time because people always miss the number.
Yes. Again, for business customers, it's 302-7200 or 302-7700.
And that's for the big time business people who ain't feel like towing the line with the other people. You just call these numbers. The fact that you know the number, they can say, wow, a big time business person is calling. They're going to get right on the phone with you and see if they can take care of all of your big time business needs that you have as a big time business person. And the thing I like again about it is the ease of use. So even if you ain't into business, you got mama, she live kind of little Cricket Island, her and 2 goats live up there, and she refused to move off that hill. You don't know why she's still living up there. She 90 years old. She ain't moving. Hurricane breeze can't take her off this hill. Well, have no fear. We have a device right here. Mama ain't got to worry about no bunch of fancy touch screen, nothing. One button.
One button.
Mama, this like back in the day when you could have shouted the children up the corridor. You just press the button and say, Pookie, come. And Pookie should be able to come because Pookie radio should be charged for 3 days, right? And he's going to come running up the hill. But if you fall down, Mama, the radio could find you 3 days later because they got emergency positioning indicating radio beacon on it. Indeed. I like that. Indeed. All right, well, so good to have my friend Jeff from BTC.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bahamas.
Yeah, and I hope to see you all again soon. I like seeing you.
Anyway, Freedom.
Yeah, of course. You hear the you hear the jingle, don't move. We've got more show on the next side of the break. I'm Levan Miller. This is Freedom March. Now you do it.
Freedom!
So welcome back to Freedom March. I'm Levan Miller. Thank you for staying with us. Delmaro and Ariel were over here a minute ago telling us about all of the wonderful and exciting things that BTC has to offer over there in their business-to-business package. The push to talk, eh? It is the new thing on the block over there at BTC. You have their number, you have their website, give them a call, find out how you can get a push to talk. Even if you're in big time business, if you live in places like Auckland and kind of little Crooked Island and Inagua and far place, this is the thing for you. Don't get left out. That's the goal. Hey, spiritual advisor?
Absolutely.
The spiritual advisor is back with me. Bradley Roll is in the studio on this side of the break. So before our friends from BTC got here, Bradley, I was talking about the House of Assembly, yeah? And we talked about the Member of Parliament for being in Grandstown who attacked the former Member of Parliament for being in Grandstown. And I don't know if I like that.
All right, so defend Travis then.
I don't know if I defend in Travis. If you say it like that, it can make me sound like an FNM, and I'm not an FNM.
I mean, what are you doing if you're not
I'm an
defending
FNA.
him? Are you justifying him?
No, I just think it was, unwarranted.
All right, so then you'll have to curse out the now Member of Parliament for being in Grandstown.
But I want like lightly curse him out. Is that okay?
No, I'm not talking about literal curse out.
I say lightly. Like I don't want like full curse him out. I just want like tell him.
Oh, well, just tell him you think that his criticism was not fair.
I don't think it was. We have the remainder of that clip. Let's see what he said about Travis Robinson so that we can just take it back into context. The Member of Parliament for being in Grandstown.
Member of Parliament for the Bain and Grandstown constituency, Wade Watson, accusing his predecessor, Deputy Chairman of the Free National Movement, Travis Robinson, of abandoning the constituency of Bain and Grandstown Wednesday morning during his budget contribution. Watson alleged that Robinson voiced to him that he is seeking a nomination in the Free National Movement ticket in the 2026 general election, and he revealed if both will once again vie for the Bain and Grandstown representation.
Mr. Deputy, I recall meeting and having a discussion with the former Member of Parliament for Bain and Grandstown. You all know him. I questioned him, seeking to determine if he would return to Bain and Grandstown to run in the next general election. And he replied, "You want a lot. I'm seeking a nomination in another constituency, but not Bain and Grandstown." I thought, Mr. Deputy, he had a genuine passion and commitment for the people of Bain and Grandstown. But I was wrong, Mr. Deputy. I was wrong.
Eyewitness News reaching out to Robinson for comment on the allegations, but he offered none at this time. However, his former parliamentary colleague, Kwesi Thompson, fired back.
We are talking about a former member of this honorable house who is not in this place to defend himself. And so we would ask that the present member for Bain and Grandstown not seek to disparage the reputation of the former member of Bain and Grandstown.
And so all I want to say is, in this instance, I think I want to blow a double technical. Where my whistle is, I can't find my whistle. BTC, get my whistle. Oh, there it is. So, because here is what I want to say. To the Member of Parliament for being in Grandstown, fall on the plate. Travis Robinson has done what it is that any good Member of Parliament could have done. He was not in the cabinet. He kind of like Bacchus, he ain't in the cabinet, so he has no executive power. When he vote against the party, you all remind him that even though you're in the cabinet, you're in the cabinet as a parliamentary secretary. I tell you that. You can't be a parliamentary secretary and on the backbench. So ministers fire him. Then when ministers fire him, he stayed with the people of Bain and Grandstown. And then while he was fired, he carried the children to the satellite school by Grey Cliff. I ain't lying, I have the pictures of this kind of stuff. And today is the anniversary of the day that he told ministers no to the 12%. So how you just beat up the man yesterday, any anniversary today, Watson, man. And I don't like that. But I also don't like tomfoolery. And so Kwesi Thompson, I ain't listening to you with no privilege, nothing. Because man, you always say worse things for people in this House of Assembly. And if it's one thing that Halton Moultrie let us understand is that the Parliament of the Bahamas is protected by privilege, and that under no circumstance would that privilege be negotiated with or by anybody. So I blow on a double technical file on Kwesi Thompson too. All right? See how good Brave Davis idea this week? Wow.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. This could work if we was doing this for grant. You can imagine if everywhere you go, you just hear whistle, whistle, whistle all the time. It would have been perfect. Anyway, what else is happening around here?
We got some birthdays.
We have birthdays already?
Yeah, it's after 5.
Oh boy.
So let's do this and then you can get to your agenda.
Okay.
Right?
Hold on. Why are you calling it an agenda? You mean like...
That's exactly what it is.
I like to call it run a show. Agenda make it sound too F&M-y for me.
No. Agenda is just something that is pre-planned.
Oh boy. Okay, let's go to the
Come here
birthday.
with an agenda.
Let's go to the birthday shout-outs. Who all got birthday today? Birthday shout-outs, let's go.
Alicia Woodside. Happy birthday to Alicia Woodside from your parents, brother and sister, and all of your family. They love you. Enjoy this special day. Love you loads. Alicia Woodside. Aiden. My producer, good day, sir. Can you please wish my grandson, Aiden, a very happy birthday today? He's celebrating his 6th big birthday. Greetings coming from his granddad, Godfrey Sr., and the entire family. Thank you, sir. Aiden. Special shout out to Oswald Nixon. Thank you for your 37 years of service. Let the new chapter begin. It's coming from your wife, children, grandchildren, your parents, your siblings, your in-laws, your family, your friends, St. Ambrose Anglican Church family, and officers and members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. So, Oswald Nixon, thank you for your 37 years of service. Special shout out. Dario Panta, congratulations to Dario Panza on graduating from St. Anne's College, class of 2025 with distinction. Congratulations, we're all proud of you. From your parents, Dario and Sonia Panda, sisters, Daronique, Diamond, brother Darian, and all the Panda family, especially your aunt, Shelley. Producer, did you see that? Oh man. Let's see. Sorry about this. Okay, here we go.
Shout-outs?
Condolences is going to Patrick Smith.
Yes, the Reverend Patrick Smith.
Okay, I would say Patrick Smith.
No,
I'm not going to use that word because it's found once in the entire...
No, he's a theologian. He is somebody that should have the prefix Reverend attached to his name because of his studies.
Okay, I won't be insensitive. So we'll deal with that tomorrow
Sure.
on our Red Bible study.
Sure.
So condolences to Patrick Smith. It's coming from your former music teacher at Prince William. He died this week.
Yes.
Condolences to his family.
And I want to say this. He's Karen's daddy, and he's also, I think he's also the daddy of Demetrius Smith, right?
Okay.
And I had an opportunity throughout my sojourn through Prince William to encounter Reverend Patrick Smith, who, believe it or not, I think I'm going to say that he had latent influence. So he is a latent mentor of mine. In that, I remember that I used to play the drums, believe that or not, for the Prince William Choir, and there would be a time when all of us would get together, the Baptist schools, etc. And among the BBC school, there was one drummer that was better than me, right? The jury is still out on whether or not Ronaldo was better than I was, but if you're asking me, I say no. But there was what was the name of the boy from BBC? He used to play the drums, but he was like a celebrity drummer. And I remember the choir was singing. It was the Baptist choir. I played along with Reverend Smith. And do you know? I don't know if you didn't grow up in like the Church of God I grew up in, but like in the Church of God I grew up in, musicians have a hierarchy. You know that? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Because the musicians are like the dukes and duchess of the church.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you are a musician in the Church of God, that's a big deal.
I didn't know that.
But musicians know their pecking order. And so in the church I grew up in, when a bigger musician than you pull up, like if Bertram Bowleg pull up, you just pack up your sticks and wind up your seat. You don't even need to move your pedal. You can throw that somewhere on the side anyhow. And it can take him 36 seconds to set up this whole drum set. But you know that a bigger musician is here.
Okay.
Don't waste your time trying to play. And I remember Patrick Smith got off the piano and says, I don't care who they send here. You are the man that showed up to my practice. You are the musician I'm playing with. Get back on that drum and don't you ever let anyone take you over any drum set that you playing along with me on any choir ever again. He did this whole spiel in front of the whole church. And I took that message with me. I was in grade 10 at the time, but I took that message, grade 11, I took that message with me. And 25 years later, that memory of him still sticks in my mind. And now, spiritual advisor, once I commit myself, man, ain't none of these boys bigger than the program. You bigger than me? Boy, if I doing it, you could do it after me. But I'm not moving out of the way for you to do it, because I doing it now. And that is a life lesson that I learned from Patrick Smith. So to his children, who I happen to have had encounter with throughout my journey through Prince William, right? The bedrock of my Baptist inculcation. Okay. I send my condolences personally from me, and then of course on my behalf here as Freedom March, along with the spiritual advisor.
Yes, condolences.
And so we offer our condolences to you all,
absolutely,
wherever you are.
Indeed.
Right? Yeah. Who else we have?
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
Good stuff. All right. So I'll tell you what else I want to blow my whistle on, spiritual advisor. I saw this story last night on the news, and it's not funny, but you remember I said yesterday, I don't like when people who commit crime don't look like criminals. I like for all my criminals to look like criminals, because I don't want just be suspecting everybody of crime. Okay. You agree with that? I want you to be criminally.
So you don't want a wolf in sheep clothing.
Right. But then I saw this story on the news last night, and I said, see, this is exactly what has happened when people that ain't really criminals start doing criminal things. Please play the story from the news last evening.
Meantime, a 57-year-old man being remanded to prison following a near-fatal shooting on Melvin Road last week. Garnet Newbold appearing before Chief Magistrate Roberta Rackley today, charged with attempted murder and possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life. Prosecutors say Newbold got into a heated argument with 49-year-old Lutz Lewis on the afternoon of June 12th before allegedly shooting him in the upper body and forearm while inside a vehicle. Later that same day, police reportedly arrested Newbold and recovered a pink Glock 380 pistol believed to be the weapon used in the shooting. Lewis was rushed to hospital for treatment. He's expected to recover. Newbold was not required to enter a plea. His case will be fast-tracked to the Supreme Court via a voluntary bill of indictment. He was advised of his right to apply for bail in the higher court. Until then, he's remanded at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Now, his next court date could be set for August 14th. Inspector Dion Barr is leading the prosecution in this case.
Shooting big grown man with pink Glock. I am anti that. I say shoot the man. I say where you find a pink Glock from Momenzo. I anti that. Listen, if I want, we want our crimes to all be the same way. I'm not interested in fancy crimes. All right? No. We will never live in a world where there will not be the poor. You will have with you always. But I don't want too much of fanciness in my crime. Pink Glock. The police ain't trained to look for no pink Glock. Where you find this from? And you want me to blow this again? Everybody with a pink Glock, hear me now. Go and turn them pink Glocks in to the Grove Police Station, and you go there and you ask the Superintendent Sweeting. He's wonderful. He's a professional. He will treat you professionally, and he will do a very good job ensuring that he professionally secures your pink Glock. But what I don't want you to do is to be walking up and down on this road pulling pink Glock on big grown man. I anti that. I am anti that. Because, because, man, you shoot me with a, man, oh God. Hey, all pink Glock having people, you're not a criminal. Crime don't even look good on you, all right? Listen to me. I know what them crazy people to your corner keep telling you. Don't mind they call you killer. They don't mean you. All right? Take that gun, the pink Glock that you have hide home, carry that to the Grove Station, okay? Because I don't want to read no more of these kind of story, the fella and the man. First of all, you 54. Jesus coming back for you soon, you know. And at 54, the best thing you could do, you could think about in the middle of the day, is to shoot another big grown man with a pink Glock, man. That's the best thing you could have come up with. Ah, boy, I don't like these kind of crime. I like my crime to be systematic, spiritual advisor. And so I blow the whistle on him because I am anti that as well. But I got some more things I want to blow the whistle on. I also want to blow the whistle on the prospective leader of the FNA, Dr. Vidas. After I listened to him and his claim about the hosting scheme and why they ain't build no house. Did you hear? So basically, Dr. Vidas say the hosting plan, while he was leader of the FNM, was to don't build no house. And that worked perfectly, because they built zero. But there's no need for panic or for fear, because building zero house was the plan all along. And that all he ever really wanted to do was he wanted to ensure that, you know, the people them have land. Because you can live on land, I guess, I don't know. But he say, don't ask him about the housing plan. He wanted to give you duty-free things. He wanted to give you free land in the government subdivision. Man, house. We finished to them kind of things. And so we just want to say over here in the FNA, now that we have him as our prospective leader, that we have to adjust our plan when he comes over here, because we're not taking that plan with us. We can build house. You could take that to the bank. And as a matter of fact, we plan to start in being town. We plan to start low-cost housing as the FNA. Whenever the people put us in government, we're gonna return the concept of low-cost housing. Because I tell you what exists now, affordable housing. But I ain't like that language. That sounds like rich people saying smart things. Yeah? I like words like low cost, because that ain't relative. Affordable is relative. I want low-cost house. And so when Dr. Vidas becomes the actual leader of the FNA, when him and Lincoln be sorted out, because we have them.
Yeah, when chicken grow teeth, man.
We have them from two perspectives. So play the clip from the former Prime Minister and prospective leader of the FNA. We recruiting him, Dr. Vidas. Come be a FNA. You already look like a FNA. Why wouldn't you just come and be one with us? See me? I say FNA. And the FNMs can't do nothing about me. And just how they tell you, but you ain't running no Kalani, you tell them, boy, when the FNA takes Kalani, how they can stop us, Menace? You got plenty money, I got party, and we got Lincoln Bain, and them people will march off the bridge with him. We got to could win. Let's hear the clip from the former Prime Minister.
Meantime, a war of words brewing over the country's housing strategy after Housing Minister Keith Bell criticized the former FNM administration for what he describes as a complete failure to deliver homes for Bahamian people tonight. The former Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis, is pushing back. Our Delano Roker has the details. He joins me live in studio with this report. Delano?
Good evening, Janea. Minister Bell didn't mince words, claiming the Minnis-led government, quote, didn't build a single house during its entire term. He also accused the FNM of mismanaging public land without providing real housing relief to Bahamians. But Dr. Minnis is deconstructing those allegations, saying his administration's focus wasn't just on building structures, but on building wealth through land ownership.
The member opposite sat in the cabinet that built zero homes.
None.
Not one.
None. But they killed
Not one. Not one government-built homes.
Dr. Minnis argues his government prioritized land ownership, giving Bahamians the opportunity to invest in property, build at their own pace, and create generational value.
We brought forth a law to declare all government subdivision tax-free. The second law that we were supposed to bring in place is we were going to legislate that every Bahamian, the young Bahamians especially, every Bahamian would get a piece of land free of charge within the government subdivision. If the property was worth $120,000, $140,000 and you got it free, it meant that you automatically had $120,000 equity, which meant you did not need any down payment. You met your down payment. Your only responsibility was to have a job and meet your mortgage payment.
Minnis says the policy was about empowerment, putting land back into the hands of Bahamians and keeping ownership local.
We also had architectural designs, at least 5 or 6 designs. Architectural designs cost $20,000. We were going to sell a plan to the young people. You choose whichever one you want. And we were selling that to you for $1,000. That was our plan. Now, you can sell your property. You can sell your property, But within the law, it would have distinctly declared that you can only sell the property to a Bahamian. In other words, the land must remain in the hands of Bahamian.
He pointed to Prospect Ridge as phase one of a broader plan targeting young professionals and first-time buyers, aimed at sparking a construction boom across the country.
We had already declared those properties were being sold at $30,000 to $40,000. Those properties were worth $160,000. You already had $120,000 equity, which meant you had to come up with nothing. Each subdivision was going to be designed in such a way that you were also going to have nursery care, preschool, so that all Bahamians again would have had opportunity for preschool education.
Minnis reaffirmed that land ownership was a key component of economic stability, opening doors for investment and long-term security.
It is a sin to see individuals owning 1,000, 3,000, 4,000 acres and you can't get 40 by 50. That is crap. You should own something in your country, and land is a creation, an opportunity for creation as wealth. You're entitled to that. Crown land is your land. It's not my land. It's the people's land. It's 2.5 million acres of crown land out there. It's your land. Let's develop it and give it to the people where it belongs.
Janea, he also claimed that the homes in the Pinecrest subdivision.
See, and so Minnis say, the reason y'all don't like my housing plan is because y'all ain't know my housing plan. He had no house in it. Y'all had the wrong idea. Y'all keep calling it a housing plan. I had a land plan, and my land plan, I don't know what kind of property 40 by 50 costs or value at $120,000, beloved. If that is the case, we have a new problem, and that problem is called gentrification. Notwithstanding that, Minnis say, y'all was the ones with the problem, and not him. He wanted to have preschool and land, and what else he say? And you could get the plan for $1,000, and we had all got, the only thing our housing plan, or well theirs, because I say FNA, the only thing their housing plan didn't include was a house. Yeah, it was, that's why we ain't taking that.
Well, I guess essentially he said you can go to the bank.
No, man, I want you build a house.
Right, and you can actually borrow.
I know the contractor, now what?
Yeah, man.
No, you build a house, you tell me when to come, I come in for the key. You see how Key Bell just giving you key? That's it. Well, man, and I heard Bacchus Road said something pretty choppy the other day in Parliament. Bacchus say, what'd he say? We putting head on bed. Bacchus, what you say? Mr. Speaker, we putting head on a bed in a room under a roof with the people's name on it. That's what he say. I say, well.
Creative, eh?
I say, well.
Head on the bed.
John Brown.
The people.
Yeah, Bacchus said we putting a head on a bed
on the roof.
in a room under a roof.
With people's name on it.
My God. I say, what a time. Well, if Christ be not risen. But that's what's happening. So Minnis be changing that plan, right? See, I told you Minnis and Lincoln, they feel the same way. Lincoln say he won't give everybody an acre. Minnis ain't up with no acre. But Minnis say 2.5 million acres out there. So he can give everybody 50 by 40. And I agree with Minnis because I know what everybody need these bunch of 100 by 100. Y'all ain't got no children. Y'all ain't have no children.
50 by 40, that's kind of small.
Man, the house only need to be 20 by 30. Which means you got 20 foot on one side and but 15 foot out. I fail the maths, PGC. Don't ask me to do the maths. I'm just saying the house could be a 20 by 20, you know. We talking about one bedroom.
You at least 100 by 100, man.
No, for what?
At least 100.
For you to have one bunch of bush and vector and one bunch of things pile up in the yard. Now you got vector problem and I got vector problem because you have
at
a vector incubation
100
center.
By 100.
No, I want you all to have less land than that. Anyway, so I'm gonna blow my whistle on Minnis for that. Minnis. That's a horrible housing plan, Minnis. Step number 1 in a housing plan is the housing plan have to have house in it. Oh boy, but don't worry, when you leave the FNA, our housing plan will be different. We'll talk about that on the next side.
This segment of Freedom March is brought to you by Modernistic Garden and Pet Supply. For top quality dog food, shop online at modernisticgarden.com or visit our Palmdale, Carmichael, and Mullet Marathon locations today.
Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. This is Bradley Roll, and this is my whistle. For all of the things that need whistleblowing, call me, because when the FNA becomes the government, not only will we have a woman's branch and a young people branch, we're going to have FN whistleblowers. And that is one of the things. See, we need to have the Freedom of Information Act because our whole party will be centered around whistleblowing. Spiritual?
Are your dogs hungry and tired of low-quality food? Give them the best at Modernistic. We carry all the top brands. Taste of the Wild, Diamond, Naturals, Victor, and Nookshuk at the lowest price in town. If you're on the budget, we've got 50-pound bags starting at just $49. And for limited time, buy any large bag of dog food and get a $10 coupon redeemable on select dog toys and treats. If you can't make it in, shop online at www.modernisticgarden.com and we'll deliver right to your door. Your pet deserves quality, your wallet deserves savings. Shop in store or shop online today. Hurry. Offer won't last.
Thank you, Spiritual Advisor. And before we open the phone lines, because, I give you all 2 days, 3 days actually, where I open the phone lines a bit early, I do have 2 more things that I want to go to. Put up the picture with the girl that surrendered herself. I want to say to you, Amir, you're a smart girl. To whoever coached Amir, you're all smart. You all are smart, you all are nice, and you all are important. I'm very happy to see that you have handed yourself into the auspices of His Majesty's peace officers and that you are doing all the things that are necessary to see if we can get justice and that we could have that justice actually borne out in the courts where it should happen. So I want to thank you personally. And to the other fella, put up the other fella, who ain't turning yourself in. Listen to me. Just turn yourself in. Don't worry about living a life of crime. You don't look like you're good at crime. Anyhow, I want to advise you. You don't pay me for advice. But take this piece of advice from me. Wonal, listen to me. Okay? Go see Chantal. You see how Amir gone? Dying her? You go. Because if it ain't you, you could just say, Chantal, it ain't me. But Wonal, you don't want His Majesty's man to catch you. So not for my sake, but for God's sake, Wonal, go see the police, eh? All right, and that's what I want to say. So I think I have one more whistleblower I want to do today, but not because I disagree with it. How does that sound? Oh, let me also do this. Put up the pictures of Travis Robinson just so I can show you all that I ain't lying. 7 years ago, Travis Robinson almost broke the internet with people that was well-wishing and cheering him on as he simply walked the neighborhood because, he ain't had no more car to take his car. And he was only 19 and he couldn't afford to buy no car. So he walked home from Parliament that day, walked through the community that he lived in, and people met him on the roadside. And I'll tell you this, he had more people watching his single live feed than noted news stations had watching their broadcast the day that he did this. So 7 years ago today, Travis Robinson made history. Okay, that's enough for Travis Robinson. This other person I want to blow the whistle on, I'm blowing the whistle on them because I disagree with what they do spiritual. How does that?
Okay.
I won't blow the whistle on them, man, because you remember there's a famous fight. George Foreman versus Joe Frazier. Was that 1986, 87?
I can't remember.
And I think they said something like George Foreman threw 32 punches to Joe Frazier's 2. And all you could hear in the fight was that there's a left by George and a right by George. Oh my God, another left and another right by George. A left and an uppercut by George. There's a left and oh my God, down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. You ever hear that?
No.
Oh boy. Where you been? You're on TV?
1986.
Yeah. Anyhow, all I saying is, right, you then come out say you're giving the medium class people or the middle management people raise. Pierre Glover Roll say, if you think that's enough, after that we giving everybody raise in September, right? And I hear the two union them kicking up and screaming up say, how you can get the people raised and he didn't tell us. I don't know what these union people want. Anyway, then you say the budget surplus. Then you tell them you all ain't be build a single house. Then you turn around and tell them you all also getting the electricity bill lowered and people cable bill. And what Baca say? Baca say they putting head on bed in room under roof with the people name on it. And pray if this man was already on the ground. What you hit this man again for? And so here you see the Prime Minister in the Parliament throwing lowness. And not that I disagree with the Prime Minister, I just don't like when people throw lowness, man. All right? So let's hear the Prime Minister and what he had to say today to the Leader of the Opposition.
Well, a verbal showdown in Parliament today, Prime Minister Philip Davis and Opposition Leader Michael Pintard clashing over each other's political performance, posing the question, who should lead the country following the upcoming general election? Arlington Ritchie Jr. has the details in this report.
Member of Parliament for Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador could not put potable water or lay pipes in Cat Island.
Opposition Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard igniting a flame in the lower chamber Wednesday evening as he fired at Prime Minister Philip Davis, criticizing the nation's chief for what he deems a lackadaisical approach in his constituency of Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador. Pintard asking, could the country afford another term under Davis's leadership? However, the nation's chief did not back down. He immediately sought to set the record straight.
When Brave Davis lay pipe, he spends his own money. You don't use the corporation money.
His response, however, resulting in a tit-for-tat between the two, with Pintard putting Davis's commitments to the electorate under a microscope. Pintard emphasizing that from his view, some of those elected under the Davis administration have done more as a newcomer to politics than their leader. Davis, however, debunking the claims made against him, outlining his resume and hinted at his victory over Pintard's former challenge.
I was re-elected. People in Cat Island are wise people. Yes, that's why they rejected you.
And under a Pintard-led government, he says the promise is to bring hope to the islands he believes were neglected by its representative.
He's failed to create an economy that they can imagine a future there.
Linton Ritchie Jr.
I'm loaded. Brave. Brave, man, you ain't got to throw lowness at Michael like that. All right, Brave say, lay pipe, boy, when I lay in pipe, only Brave Davis money I spend it. But the problem with y'all just want lay pipe all up and down everywhere. That's why you got to use the corporation money if you lay in this much pipe, where you can get money from. And so, because they run the pipe from Artistan in the north all the way to Port Howe in the south. You ever been to Cat Island?
No.
That's more pipe than the Lord should allow. I don't even know where they get that amount of pipe from. But they lay all that pipe, and Brave say, this is why you all had to do the things you all do, because Brave wasn't going to lay all of that pipe. When you lay that amount of pipe, you got to find out where you can get money from, because when Brave Davis lay pipe, only Brave money I just spent. And then he tell Michael, and you're telling the people, but who they should pick? First of all, right, see, and this is how you know Michael ain't got the politics. Michael say, your newcomers do more than you, which is an admission of guilt. Because Michael, you saying that the newcomers working and that Brave picked the right set of people. Time what that mean? Oh boy. And then Brave say, boy, listen to me. Even if I was a one-leg man and this was a backside kicking competition, you couldn't beat me because you was a no-leg man. And so Brave beat him again. And so Brave, listen, when you didn't got someone that there's no... Brave said, you remember when you come Cat Island and couldn't beat me? Brave, I ain't into too much of that. No need to throw lowness at Michael Pintard. All right? You see a good Brave idea this way. Get yourself a whistle, spiritual advisor. And the world will be a better place. Let's open up the phone lines. 323-7775. What the other number is?
698-0775, 698-0776. We have some complaints coming from the general public about liquor stores, especially in the Over the Hill area, being open around 7 a.m. on Sunday mornings. Now, who's monitoring these stores to make sure that they actually keep in line with the license policies? Liquor stores.
Keenan Johnson.
In the inner city, Over the Hill, particularly that Market Street area and Ross Corner, opening at 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning. All right, I think
preposterous.
I think something has to be done about that.
Kane and Johnson, you all go look at that one.
Even in the Foxhill community, they have these liquor stores open up very early.
But you know they also sell socks. They may have been selling socks, spiritual advice.
Yeah, but they do sell a bunch of things.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're catering to.
They might be selling T-shirts.
Spiritual man or the physical man, whatever they're doing.
Fella might need himself one belt to go to church with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But folks are complaining.
All right.
We're looking at the license authority. Please look into this. A lot of liquor stores opening very early on Sunday morning to sell liquor and BDs and backwoods and Black and Mild and all these different things.
To the first young man that could call this phone, I like when you're under 45, and tell me what the name of the device was the people from the place that was here had on the TV show. I got 2 tickets for you. These hot and fast. I'm playing with these today. 323-7775. That's the number to get into the studio.
698-0775 and 698-0.
Put up the picture of my coconut tree while I'm waiting on the phone to ring. Spiritual advisor, here are some more coconut trees around Nassau. The coconut them dying from old age and what the boy name? What do you name? Alfred says. Alfred says he had to go all the way to China. For the Chinese people to tell him we had too much coconut. Now, I will say this, and I ain't gonna blow the whistle on him, because you know Jomo is like Omo, right? Jomo said they got coconut 360. Jomo, them coconut look like, I know where they come from. I know them set. I ain't gonna call it because I'm conflicted, right? I want you to keep getting them said there, but Jomo, the coconut them, put up the coconut producer, the coconut them around here dying from old age. And we've got to figure out a way how to stop having this amount of wastage, because all this will turn into is wastage and projectiles in this very active hurricane season. This is coconut trees in 3 different locations, teeming, the English word is T-E-E-M-I-N-G, with coconuts. And I don't understand how we could say we're trying to ramp up food production if we allowing coconuts to just die of old age in the tree. And if you think that's bad, show the picture with the mangoes around the length and breadth of New Providence. I saw some in Eleuthera. I saw some when I went to Bimini. I mean, the mango them just on the ground. They rolling down the hill. Jomo, nobody picking these. These things could add to the reduction in the need for food importation. You could imagine how good mango jam will be. Whenever that phone ring, let me know. You can imagine how good mango porridge will be. Just let's figure this out, eh? And so, Jomo, you like Omo, fix this. Young man on the phone, let's go. 323-7775, 698-0775. Welcome to Freedom March.
Freedom March.
Hey.
Levan.
Hey.
Miller, I could give you the answer, but I can be honest, I way over 45.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Give me the answer. I give you 2 tickets. Give me the answer, and then hold the line for the producer.
To push up. No, but I didn't call for that.
So what you called for?
I called to find out who was the Minister of Housing under the F&M government, in the Cabinet Minister of Housing.
That wasn't Branzel?
Whoever it is, they need to turn the money back in, because they ain't doing nothing for housing.
Oh, boy. All right.
Thank you so much, Coleman.
Now, what about my ticket?
Now, you just tell me you ain't want no ticket, so you don't get no ticket.
Give it to somebody else.
Yeah, okay.
Give it to somebody.
323-7775, 698-0775. Let's go, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
I'll take his ticket.
You see what I love about women? She said, I even even answer no question. Just give me the ticket. The man and say he don't want none. Oh,
Thank
boy.
you.
All right, hold the line. See that? Hold on now. Hold on. You have a decent man to take with you?
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, praise the Lord. Is he a father?
Praise the Lord, yes.
Is he a decent baby daddy?
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, praise the Lord. Hold the phone. Give this woman 2 tickets right away. All right, let's take another phone call. 323-7775. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hey, Levan. Hey, spiritual advice.
Hey, Papa.
So what that say? What would it mean or say if the people don't vote for Prime Minister Davis again in Cat Island, Ramkey, and San Salvador this time around? What that'll mean?
Well,
I know he ain't no Perry Christie.
That would mean either he ain't got enough pipe or he ain't got enough money, because they say he lay in pipe, but he say
money in pipe.
I tell you what the Prime Minister say. What you ask me? I don't know.
That's why they voting for him, for the pipe?
Or the money?
Water and Cat Island.
Yeah, for the water, eh?
Yeah.
Michael Pintard say Brave couldn't lay the pipe in Cat Island. Brave say, boy, I lay in pipe and I spend my own money. Don't play with me.
Tell me something.
Uh-huh.
with Michael Pintard, right? I heard him yesterday rowing in there, right? But I listened today and I hear Wayne Monroe. Wayne Monroe say something. I don't know if you maybe need to answer me off the air with this, but somehow he's telling Michael Pintard why he ain't a better person than Brave Davis because the people keep voting for him. But he say, in spite of y'all send that one with the bag of money in the last election, but he reconciled with Prime Minister now. This what Monroe saying, say he reconciled with Prime Minister now. I saying if you have any idea what he didn't mean in.
Oh, well, allegedly, no. So we can talk about that. We can talk about that off here. Thank you, Papa.
Yeah, hey, look here, one last thing.
Yeah.
So maybe spiritual advisor could answer. The spiritual advisor, listening to the TikTok and stuff like that, but I didn't catch the show when this had happened. When Monco, God rest his dead, when he's on the show and he was crying and saying, calling Monroe, saying Monroe. What's going on? What did happen? I got hang up in less than time.
All right, Papa. We got to think about that. 323-7775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Hey, caller.
Hi, Milo. How are you?
Hi, good.
Okay, your show's going great. But in defense of Chamo, if persons have their yard fencing and dogs and can't get these fruits, there ain't nothing you can do.
So all you do is you make it a national policy. And you say, here is the national policy that all coconut trees are now a sovereign item. And
so it has to be legislated, right?
Yeah, well, let Jomos go to the parliament. Ain't much people that have better attendance than Jomo.
I know that, right?